One really cool aspect of Windows 8 is that it's an operating system built to be used by touch on touch-enabled devices on the display, or equally well with the mouse. And I've used Windows 8 with the mouse for quite a while now, and it's really slick with the mouse, but getting your hands on a slate is a really neat thing. Go to a store near you that has the slates. If they don't have them already, they should be there very soon. But these things really feel good. I've managed to get my hands on a couple of these at Microsoft developer events, and they're really impressive about how fast and responsive they are and how smooth they work. What I want to do in this video is give you a little animation and show you how you can use the touch gestures when you finally get your hands on one of these slate devices. First of all, if you want to open the Charms menu, notice, if you're using the mouse, then we're going to kind of come down to a corner right and then drag up to activate the Charms menu. Well, if we're using our fingers on a touch device, we simply swipe over from the right edge onto the workspace, and the Charms menu will show up, and then we just touch the particular charm that we want to go into. If we want to switch between open Windows 8 applications, and I'll just kind of whisper here, these used to be Metro applications, right? Then when we've got one of these Windows 8 applications open, like my Kindle app here, I just simply swipe with my finger right, but I come off of the left edge, so I'm going to swipe over here this way, like that. And this is very similar to the old Alt-Tab function, except I don't actually have to choose it. When I swipe, it just switches to the next open Windows 8 application. Then if I swipe again, it just takes me back to the other one. In this instance, I only had two open. I had Kindle and the calendar open, and every time I swipe from the left, it just goes to the next one. Then, what if I want to show all the running applications on my tablet device or my slate at this time? I simply swipe from the left. Now I'm going to swipe in and then just swipe back. Okay, so I'm going to swipe from the left and then quickly drag it back, and it will show me over here on the left. It looks like we've dragged the start bar up to the left side, right? And I'll see a thumbnail image of every individual app that's open. Notice it includes the desktop and apps that are running there. So if I want to, for example, it looks like the weather right here. If I just tap on the weather, then it will take me to that application, and then anytime I want to, I can swipe back and forth to see all my running apps again, and then just tap on the app that I want to switch to. Now, if I want to snap an application onto the screen, now this is getting a lot of attention, and the people are talking about it because they say it seems to have limited functionality. They don't split right down the middle. It's a 70-30% split, but you can easily move them back and forth. But think about this, and I'm not throwing any rocks at anybody's operating system, but the tablets that are out there and currently very popular on the market right now, I happen to have one, do not allow me to run two applications on the screen at the same time. So this is actually a pretty big deal. Now, how do we do this? Well, the first step is to show all the running apps on the device. Now remember, in the previous slide I demonstrated that to make these pop out this way, and let me take that off just a second. To make these pop out this way, remember I swiped out and back from the right edge, and this gave me my list of open applications. Now I simply press my finger on an open application, drag it onto the Windows workspace, and it will become a little icon there, and when I let it go, I will see two apps running at the same time on my screen. And you'll just have to play to see which two show up and how you make it happen and so forth. But that's the touch gesture to do that. Swipe in and out on the left side to see all your running apps, and then start to choose the app that you want to run on the screen with other ones. And this is a functionality that is really going to add efficiency to the slate environment. Now, to close an application, when you're using a Windows 8 application, you're going to drag down from the top of the screen. Now remember, with the mouse, we would move the mouse up, and when it gets up near the top of the screen, it turns into a hand. We left click and drag it down, right? Well, with the Windows 8 touch gesture, we simply tap the screen at the top and then drag our finger all the way to the bottom. Somewhere near the bottom, about 3/4 of the way down, the entire window will shrink down into an icon size, and then as we drag it down it will disappear, and when we lift our finger it goes away, and we're back out to another app or the start menu, or depends on where we came from to get there. Okay. Now, another touch gesture, if I want to see additional menu options for any kind of particular application that's running when I'm running a Windows 8 app, I can either just swipe from the top edge of the screen or swipe from the bottom edge. But make sure you don't swipe too far if you come from the top, or you'll close something down. But this is the way to see additional menu options. Now, with a mouse here, you just right-click on a Windows 8 app and you see those options pop up. With a touch gesture, we're going to swipe from the top or bottom to see that happen. Next up, if we want to see options for a particular application, notice we can just click on that application and swipe down. And so if we want to see the available options on that application, don't have to actually open it, just press my finger on it, swipe down, and I will see options appear for that. If I want to zoom in and out, this is very popular with the devices that are out there on the market. Just touch two places, move your fingers closer together. Touch two places, move your fingers farther apart. They can be diagonal, they can be however you want them, and this will zoom in and out in the interface. And then the last one, to move forward and back when you're in the Internet Explorer, Metro, or Windows 8 app, just simply rake your fingers to the right to go back, rake them to the left to go forward. One finger, drop it on the screen, just kind of flip it, and you can go backward and forward. There's some really neat functionalities. Get your hands on a slate, play with these gestures, and you're going to like what you see.